Davey, must be disappointing going out the cup, but you must have been pleased with the majority of the game and how the guys played.
Yeah, I spoke about it after the game with the players. I think you're always looking for performance. I am anyway. You're looking for performance and you're hoping on the back of the performance the result's going to be there, but it doesn't always fall that way for you in football. But we got out the cup to a wonder goal, let's be honest. We got the cup to a wonder goal, but I think we can feel a wee bit sorry for ourselves in terms of we had enough chances in the first half to score. It's a stonewall penalty. The more you watch it, the more annoying it gets. So you've got a stonewall penalty and we had 4 or 5 really good chances in the first half. Got to take 1 or 2 of them. On a good day you're taking 3 or 4, but got to take 1 or 2, you don't, and then that was always kind of the worry going in at half time, because you've dominated the ball, you've pressed them really well. I thought that was probably one of the best first half performances we've had this year, but the goals were missing. Go out to second half, it's a wee bit different, but I think the boys can feel a wee bit sorry for themselves. No, let them feel sorry for themselves, but a wee bit unlucky not to be in the next round. But again, you go out to a wonder goal. It's a one a season strike, if that. It's maybe not even one a season. So taking the chin and move on to Saturday. For the large parts of the season, 75% of the season, I think the performances have been there. And if the performance hasn't been there, you've managed to come out on the right end of the result. I think we started, when you break it down into, as I do, batches of 9 games, I think we were unbeaten the first 9. We picked up a good number of points the second quarter, the third quarter. Third quarter were again unbeaten, again probably in about 8, 7, if you take the cup games out of that. So I think the boys have always had that running consistency throughout the season. It'll be nice to get back to, I say that, a Saturday, because honestly for the last 2 months it's just been awkward kick-off times, awkward days. You're playing a Sunday, you're playing a Monday, you're playing a Wednesday, you're playing a Tuesday, you're playing a Friday, you're playing a Saturday. It's quite hard to get your continuity on the back of that, especially when you talk about the processes. Excuse me, David. It's difficult. It's not so much the batch of games, it's just how random the games are and the kick-off times have been. I'm Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, I'll take that throughout the season, all season, because you've got that kind of discipline within the structure. So it'll be nice to get back, but I think still at that point we've got a game on a Sunday at 4:10. We've got a game on a Tuesday against Falkirk, and I think the last game of the season's a Friday against Partick. So albeit I'm sitting here, it'll be nice to get back to that kind of structure. I think there's more games, more rest days between the games, which is going to help us.
Obviously we were creating chances. On the one hand it's disappointing, but is that something that's going to be focused on is in front of goal? We always do it, Hack. It plays a big part of the training week. I'm a great believer in, I think the boys have grew into it. I think there's probably, if I was to go around the team, there's 5 or 6 players where over the course of the season you'd be looking for a wee bit more in terms of their numbers. And that's not just the front line, by the way. Not just the front line. There's probably about 5 or 6 whose numbers I'd expect to be a wee bit higher than where they are. So if you're not getting that one individual who's scoring 20 goals, and I think it's difficult to get that. I think it's difficult to get that. Probably Robbie Muirhead's that one we're looking at now, but even to get 20 for where Robbie plays every week's no ideal. So we do a lot of work in the top end of the park, but that's why the top end of the park at any football club, that's where the money is. So if you look at world football and you look at world record transfer fees and the players at Ballon d'Ors, and that's where the leagues, cups are won and lost, the top end of the park. It's the hardest bit to get right, but generally it involves the more money you pay, the better standard of goal scorer you get. I mean, I talk about goals at Livingston because I think Stevie May's been very, very good for us, but need a wee bit more in the goal return. But I think I could say that, take Robbie Muirhead out of the equation, I think I could say that for the majority of the team. I think Danny Wilson's chipped in with some big goals for us.
But I think you could say that for a lot of the team. Probably looking for a couple more for you, 3 or 4 more from you, 3 or 4 more for the number 8s. Looking for another 3-4 goals each. Full backs chipping in, other centre backs chipping in, that type of thing. So I would do a lot of work in it, but I think it's difficult to find that striker that's going to, at this level, that's going to get you 20 goals a season. Go back to even Hardy, Halkett, Pittman. I think that year they all won top goal scorer. They were all sitting on 8-9 goals each. Do you know what I mean? So there's collectively there's 27 goals via 3 players. Be difficult to find that this season. You're probably looking at Robbie Muirhead and another 4 players. Do you know what I mean? So if you've not got 20 goals, you need everybody chipping in goals, and that's probably where we failed just a wee bit light this year. But I'll caveat that we're still league games to play, and there's still time to rectify that.
You touched on Stevie May. He's obviously returning to the fold after not being able to play, but there must be a wee bit of a headache with Andrew Shinnie going up top and performing well on Saturday. I
brought Shins in to be the 9, believe it or not. I thought we were a wee bit light in that area. Tate picked up an injury, brought Andy Winters in. I thought we need a wee bit of experience, a wee bit of cover up there, and I've always liked Shins with his back to goal. And remember, debating it with Shins, chatting it with Shins over the years, right back from the Celtic game when he scores a winner where he started as a 9. But because he's such a clever footballer, you end up utilising him everywhere else, and Stevie May became available, and it is what it is. But I think Shins has come in, gave me a wee bit of a headache, to be honest. But a good headache. I think Stevie May's been really good for us. I know I've sat and talking about numbers, right? I want a wee bit more for the top end of the park, not just Stevie May, top end of the park. He's been good for us, so a wee bit of headache, but a good headache to have coming into a cup final and a run of 8 games, potentially more. A run of 8 games, it could be pivotal in the season, so a nice headache to have at this time of the season.
It's probably one of those that when you've got Andrew playing well and then you're looking for somebody to bring on, and you may be looking for a Stevie May, but it's just not there, or vice versa, and Stevie May and you're wanting a Shinnie to come on.
I think when you look at Stevie does a lot of work that goes unnoticed in games. Like, as a manager, it's brilliant. Against the ball, he's phenomenal. I honestly got so much time and respect for him. What a wee bit more on the ball in terms of his numbers. But again, I'm not just saying Stevie. The full forward line, I'm looking for more. Probably bar Robbie, who's came up with big goals and big games for us. I'm looking for more for everyone. That's the 8s, the 7s, the 11s, the 9s, the 10s. And then you make a sub and Stevie maybe comes off, and by that point the game's changed, and the sub that goes on maybe has a bigger impact in the game because of the work that Stevie's put in previously. So it is kind of a team game in that respect. He works so hard that it maybe makes the game a wee bit easier for the boy who goes on his play. So to have Tetty, Robbie can play there as well, remember? Tetty, Robbie, Shins, Stevie May. You're probably looking at that 4, and all them can, bar Stevie. Stevie could play as a 10. Stevie could drop off, like he's such an intelligent footballer. So Stevie can play a couple of positions, and the other ones can play probably anywhere across the front 3. So it's a really nice headache to have. So still undecided what we're going to do at the weekend, to be honest. But it's a good headache to have, a really nice headache to have.
Obviously, we return to Saturday at 3 p.m. against Airdrie. What are you expecting from Reece and his team?
They're fighting for the lives. I've got a lot of time for Reece and Airdrie. Can see how he tries to play. So it's going to be a difficult game. They're fighting for their lives, as I said. So we need to make sure we're fighting for our lives. And ultimately, that's what we need to do. So I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the surface. We know what we're going to get. I really, they're in Falkirk surface, and probably a wee bit jealous of that at this point because it's a really fantastic surface, and that's where we should go with Scottish football, try to bring the best AstroTurf parts into Scotland. But anyway, looking forward, we know what the surface is going to give us. We know how Reece is going to play, kind of roughly know what shape they're going to be. So I'm looking forward to the game.
I know doesn't mean anything for Reece, but having watched them a couple of times and how they've performed, I mean, they've probably been unlucky in a number of games. They've not had the rub of the green, as you say, injuries.
It was us last year, Hack. It was us last year, same year down there, nothing goes for you. Nothing goes for you. Boys coming in injured, there's negative momentum, there's negative energy, you lose the first goal, the crowd kind of turn on you a wee bit, everything just becomes that wee bit harder. He's managed to string a couple of results together, he's got a few of his injured players back, so I think we'll be looking at a different Airdrie team, to be honest, but it's a game of football that we're more than capable of going there and winning, and it's a game of football we need to win. Let's not beat about the bush, we need to win this game of football, so kind of been on a wee bit repetitive of late, talking about how big the next game is. This next game's huge. It's bigger than what Monday was now. Monday's gone. The cup final's not at the end of March. This is the biggest game of our season, and we need to go here and we need to pick 3 points up. But we've got no divine right to do that, and it's going to be a difficult game.
Heading into this one, Davey, is there any injury news?
No, I think we're in a fairly good place. Got to look after a couple of players. With their training loads and game loads, so there'll be a lot. There's probably about 4 or 5 boys coming out. They were in yesterday doing a recovery. Probably let them do a double recovery today. That means then we've got to get more detailed information into them on Friday. Pardon me, because they're off on Thursday. So no major injury concerns, but few tired bodies in the building. Let's put it that way.